Écoutez, bonjour. I have an opening comment, and then I will be looking forward to your questions. This month marks the 23rd month where food inflation has outpaced general inflation. And what that means is for almost 2 years, Canadians have had a hard time buying groceries. When they go in to buy food for their loved ones, like many Canadians, they're saying, how do I afford everything that we need to eat? It is becoming harder and harder. People on good budgets or good salaries are saying we've got to budget more and more. On top of that, we know that with the inflation numbers that have just come out, housing inflation continues to be up. And that means that people are paying more for their rent, more for their mortgage. And that is also making life even harder for people. In light of that, we have made two clear demands for this fall economic statement. We've said we want to see action that brings down the prices of groceries. We want to see action that brings down rent and mortgage. We want to see action that makes life more affordable. That's what we've been calling for. So if there are any measures that this government announces that take on the CEOs, that bring down the price of groceries, that invest in affordable housing, it will be because of our pressure. We've been very clear. And let's look at the Liberal track record. On grocery prices, their plan was to ask the CEOs nicely to stabilize prices, and that plan flopped. That plan was not in any way serious. It was a farce. And if there are any measures to actually force CEOs to bring down prices with stronger protection in law, that will be because of New Democrats. If there's action on affordable housing, that will be, again, because of our pressure. Because the Liberal plan so far, for example, in Edmonton, to build homes on federal land, on public land, it was only 13%. Only 13% of those homes are actually affordable. So the 87% of the rest of it, potentially luxury apartments or luxury homes. That is not a plan to make life more affordable. So if there's clear measures around affordability, it's because we've been pressuring and putting pressure on this government to deliver on affordable homes, homes that people can actually afford to rent or to own. Finally, on the Conservatives, they have been really clear what they want to do. The corporate Conservatives want to cut and gut the services that Canadians need. They want to cut and gut pensions and healthcare. And that is exactly what Conservative premiers are doing. So it is no surprise that Pierre Poilievre wants to do exactly what Daniel Smith is doing, cutting healthcare, attacking pensions. Exactly what Doug Ford is doing, cutting healthcare, privatizing for-profit care. That means less care for people. Conservatives want to cut and gut. Liberals continue to delay and disappoint. We are fighting for real help for people, real results to make sure people can actually afford their groceries, afford a place to call home. Donc, on a été clair depuis notre demande pour cette mise à jour économique de l'automne. On a voulu voir, on a demandé d'action pour réduire le coût d'épicerie et pour réduire le coût de logement. Parce qu'après longtemps, les familles ont dit que c'est impossible pour nous à ce moment de trouver des solutions dans notre famille. Comment on peut acheter les épiceries, comment on peut payer les factures pour le loyer. C'est impossible parce que tous les coûts continuent d'augmenter. Donc, ça, c'est pourquoi on a demandé des actions concrètes. Les libéraux continuent de délai, mais on a mis les pressions. Donc, s'il n'y a aucune mesure pour réduire les coûts d'épicerie, pour réduire le coût de logement, c'est grâce à nos efforts. Et les conservateurs, ils sont clairs. Ils veulent couper tous les services dont les gens ont besoin. Ils veulent couper les pensions, couper les soins de santé. C'est exactement ce que les premiers ministres conservateurs dans les provinces, ce qu'ils font maintenant. Ils coupent les services dont les gens ont besoin. Donc, ce n'est pas surprenant que Pierre Poilievre veut faire la même chose. Donc, on va continuer de mettre la pression pour des actions concrètes pour aider les gens. Les gens sont frustrés avec les délais de Justin Trudeau. Donc, on comprend ça. Ça, c'est pourquoi on continue de mettre la pression sur le gouvernement d'agir pour aider les gens. Merci. With that, I'm ready for any questions you might have.
What have you seen in terms of what you expect out of the budget? Like, are you, in your regular meetings with the Liberals, are you pushing for things that you want to see in the budget, not just in the fall economic statement?
We're in constant negotiation, fighting to see action from this government, whether it's in the fall economic statement or in the budget. We've got constant pressure that we're placing to see the things that Canadians need delivered. And we've been really clear. Our focus is on two things: grocery prices, rent and mortgage, housing and grocery prices. We're focused on those two things and really finding a way for people to afford this really difficult time of high cost of living.
Is pharmacare going to get done? Is this going to blow up the deal?
On pharmacare, we're in negotiations, and we've made it clear that we want to see action. What we have in the agreement, just for folks to know, is to lay the legal foundation. So legislation has to be passed this year. It's not a spending ask, it's a legislative ask. It's to have the legal framework laid forward. And then the subsequent years are also additional steps. We want to see the formulary, so what medication will be covered, and then a bulk purchasing plan. So we're putting in place all the elements of a pharmacare plan, and that's what we're pushing for. So negotiations are ongoing.
On single payer, are you walking away from the deal?
We've got ongoing negotiations, and so those things are still being negotiated. We're fighting hard, and the difference that we have, the sticking point is that the Liberals are constantly taking the side of insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies, and we're taking the side of working families, and that is our divide right now. And we're working on it.
Is it true? Is it fair to say that it's more important to get it, it right in terms of getting your demands met than meeting this deadline? Like, are you fine if negotiations are going positively, that if they don't get it done by this year, you're okay going into the new year?
Well, we've made it really clear that we want to see this done. We've set the deadline, and we're in negotiations. So we'll continue to put that pressure, but we do want to see this done right, and we do want to see something that benefits Canadians. So we'll continue to push forward on those negotiations.
And on Stellantis, do you think it's time for an inquiry, as Pierre Poilievre called for?
Well, we supported this deal in the beginning because we believe in investing in opportunities to create jobs in Canada. We believe in that. We think that's very important, and we need to be competitive. We see the climate around the world with the Inflation Reduction Act in the States. Governments are making investments to encourage the creation of good jobs in Canada. But what we are concerned about is that did the Liberal government negotiate very clearly in the agreement strings to ensure that the jobs that are created are local jobs, are jobs for Canadians? That is something we're concerned about. If we're spending significant public money, there should be guarantees that that public money is creating local Canadian jobs.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Merci. Thank you.